follow my socials.
Hi beautiful people, Infinite Dendrogram. Action Isekai, based on a video game with a bit of waifu. Charizard, I choose you, Gold Duck. But you weren't the one I wanted for the light spoilers. Interesting designs with a particular choice that was a little odd to me, but that generally work and the execution is good. The designs clearly work better when they are trying to make something not common. Script-wise, they are clearly trying to avoid being a Sword Art Online, but we have problems. We have a bit of comedy, but not a lot. It's more comic relief than let's make a comedy, and the situation they are placed in is a little too forced. But if you put that aside, it's an action anime. You're going to see the hero in a dangerous situation he has to overcome. It's simple, but it works reasonably well. But let the rocks roll. Okay, the design choice that really caught my attention and it seems odd to me is the main character being so mundane. He's clearly an insertion character, you are supposed to see yourself there, so they obviously cannot make him too niche in any way, and I even see him as a blonde as a calculated move to show that minimum transformation you could see anywhere. But then his clothes are a bit unique. I honestly remember the recruit in Ragnarok because of the thing in the hair, but the colors and the equipment, they don't look basic. It's something that actually makes sense if the idea is that this game is so immersive because nobody goes adventuring without equipping themselves. Indiana Jones doesn't because it's in the 40s. But being a video game, you could leave it more basic, especially after they said he doesn't have a job. In other words, that he would have something more specific in the future. This is basically one of the problems that all isekai have, because they are using one of the most common fantasies there is, but the thing that makes it a fantasy is not common. Most people in that situation would die. I honestly don't know if I like the 3D enemies. They were on screen fast enough that I couldn't say they were really a problem, and the ones that took longer on screen didn't seem to be a problem. I honestly can't remember if they were 3D. But let's talk about the tropes. The hero gets some power because he wants to do the right thing. In this world, TNs, which would be the NPCs, do not come back from death. Then you get a quest that's level 5, and it's supposedly one of the most famous and beloved ones, but it's actually a really difficult quest, and it's only level 5 because you have an NPC level 210 to help you. That doesn't work. If your job in a quest is not actually dangerous, you can say, yeah, the danger is just make-believe. The danger is just a polish. You're gonna think you're doing something more important, but you're not actually taking any risks. No, you have a dungeon that's actually quite difficult, and you don't even go with the powerful NPC. You meet the NPC there. The cheesiness of it all kind of forces the issue a bit, but if you think of the game itself, it does not work. If you die, you cannot come back in 72 game hours or 24 real hours. And they make sure to say that they are worried during this quest, and they are worried about dying in general because of the TNs. This would all be really interesting if what happened, and that I was expecting to happen, was that they would not be successful. But they are. Maybe you could have the hero come back and say it's just a game, but see where the NPC should have been and see that she's not there and feel that she is actually missing in the world. See that him as a person is not lessened by this, but him as a hero is. There's an amazing discussion to be had there, but we can't, because they win. He cares about NPCs from the start. He gets a power to defeat the big bad monster. And this power has to be a waifu. Nothing against that, but I can't see this as anything but a weak attempt after seeing these weak attempts. Maybe if all of this happened and we didn't start right away with, we know what we have to do, there could actually have been some character development and we might care about this more. But there isn't. It falls right there in that place of, they can do some really interesting stuff here, but they have to actually do them. But that's it. What did you think of this anime? Leave it on the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! And if you enjoyed it, please like, share with your friends, subscribe, and don't forget the bell.